So we are going to start by marking out 4 straps. The length is going to be 12 inch, the width is going to be 2 inch. So we're going to mark that out into 4 places. 12 inch length, 1 2 3 4 into 4 places. The length is 12 inch, the width is 2 inch. So after doing that, we are going to cut them into shape. So we are done cutting them into shape. The next thing we are going to be doing is to apply our gum, because we are going to be folding them. So we're going to be folding them. So I've applied gum. Locate the center, which is 1 inch. Remember, the total width is 2 inch, so the center is going to be 1 inch. So locate the center. You're going to do that on the 4 straps. So after locating the center, you fold this way. You understand? Fold it this way towards that center. So after folding this one, you turn. As you're folding the second part, leave a gap in between. Make sure that the 2 edges are not touching each other. The reason is because we are still going to fold it another time. We're going to still fold it, so make sure the 2 edges are not touching each other, so that we can easily get a good result. So you see what I mean? You see the gap? So you're going to leave that gap in between the 2 so that we can easily fold it, you understand? So let's proceed with other ones. So after the first fold, you apply your gum and then you fold the final one. You see what I'm doing? So this is going to be the final folding. So you're going to repeat the same thing on the 4 straps. So after doing that, this is what we are going to have. You see it? So let's proceed to other ones. So we are done with the folding, the last folding. So the next thing we are going to be doing right now is to place one of the strap like this on your last. You see what I'm doing? So now this is to determine the length that is going to go under the insole. So you mark here. You see where I'm holding? You see it? So you mark and then measure from that mark to the tip, and then use that measurement on the other straps. So we're having 3 inch here. So you can just use this measurement without that step. So 3 inch from the tip. Mark the measurements on the straps. So after doing that, we are going to merge 2 together. So we're going to merge 2 together like this. We are going to use our glue, apply glue here, and then we merge the 2 together. The same applies to the other one. So I've applied glue from that measurement, then I merge the 2. Here is the measurement. Here is it here also. So you see how they are facing. Make sure they are facing the same way. You see it? Make sure they are facing the same way. So after doing this, we are going to stitch. You see it, stitch from here down to this point, then lock the stitch. You see it, lock the stitch at that point, and then use your lighter on the thread. You see it. So with that, we are done with this step. We proceed to the next step. So measure another strap. The length is going to be 25 inch or 24 inch, 24 inch, 24 inch. That's the length. You can either use 24 or 25 inch. Then the width is going to be 3 inch. You see it, the width is going to be 3 inch. Then you measure it into 2 places. So now we are going to fold it into 2 this way, and then we are going to stitch along the edges. So that is what we're going to be doing next. So I have done that. After stitching, cut off the excess, and this is what we are going to have. You see it. So also use your lighter on the edges. Make sure you lock the stitches at the edge here. Make sure you lock the stitches. So now we are going to gradually and gently turn these around. It is going to take a lot of time and energy. I'm sorry I don't have a stick here. If you have a long stick, it will help you to do that more faster. So I'm going to be doing it gradually. I'm going to turn it. I'm going to turn the front. So I have to take my time. It is a gradual process. So I'm done turning this one. So let me show you. If you have a stick, I don't have one here. If you have a tiny long stick like cane, you can use it. It is going to help. So let me use this one to demonstrate how you are going to use a stick for it. It will make it more easier. So you just need to shook the stick in, and then you pull. You understand? You pull this one down. That's how you continue to do it until you succeed in turning it around. So just take your time and do it. So I am done turning the both of them. So now fold it into 2 equal parts, and then mark the center. Make sure you are not marking on the stitching. You understand? So this is where I have marked. Then I'm going to cut a tiny hole at that point. Be careful, make sure you don't cut to the other side. So just cut a tiny hole. Make sure you are not cutting on top of the stitching. So just a tiny hole, you can see it. Let me show you. I'm coming. I'm going to show you. So you see where I cut, you see it. So that is that. Now we are going to pass this through the strap. So now I'm going to gum this marking pen to one side of the other first pattern. So you can use your pencil for this. What this is going to do is that it is going to help me to easily pass it through the strap. So I have used my masking tape to attach it to that pattern. So now I place it this way, and then I gradually, I'm pulling. You see what I'm doing here? Pull from the front, then draw from the back like that, and then it keeps moving. Monitor the toe strap make sure you know when it gets to that tiny hole. So keep pushing, and then here we have it. Oh sorry, I have pulled my marking pen, so let me replace it. So now we have it, we have succeeded. So now already we have the toe strap peeping out from the hole, you see it here. So I'll simply pull it out, Okay, you can see now it is out. So we have succeeded. That's one of the first challenge, or one of the challenges. So we have done that. I'm trying to set it, just trying to set it. So now I'm going to pin this place so that this won't go back, the strap won't go back in. So I'm going to use my staple here. You can use peg, whatsoever, just make sure you hold it firm at this point. Then this one too, draw it down, and then I use my staple to pin it at this point. So I'm going to take my time to set the whole thing to make sure it is in position. So mind you, the stitching line is going to be under. Take note of that. The stitching line is going to be under. So now I can create my crease, just setting it. It is going to take some little more tactics to get the result. So I'm creating my crease already, so I pin it here, then come to this side also, set it, make sure that the stitching line is under, set it properly, and then I'll gradually also create the crease on this side. So it is a gradual process, just do that. So let's see what we have on the last. Let's see what we have. Let me just try it and see what we have already. Okay, it is in shape. So we're going to proceed. We're going to proceed now. Now watch closely. You see, measure the gap here, make sure it is the same on this side. Understand? Make sure the gap on the other side while you pull is the same measurement with the other side. So now you're going to staple here after creating your crease. So use that initiative. Make sure the gap on the other side corresponds with the other side. You see where I pinned this one. So now I set it on the last, then cut off some excess. Cut off some excess. So we are done cutting off the excess. Let's now proceed to the next one. Now we are going to use our super glue. You see pin, you see where I pinned. So now I'm going to pull this one up from the under, and then I'll apply glue here, and then return this one and hold it firmly onto the pattern that is inside. So remember, it is under the pattern, that is along the stitching line. That is where you're going to apply your glue. So see it. So I'm going to repeat the same process on the other side. You understand? So we are done with this side. So let's go over to the next one. So now we pull this one also. Pull it. pull it up, then apply my glue here, and then return this one. Make sure that the stitching line is at the center of that strap inside. Very important. So once we are done doing that, we are done with the whole process, nothing more. So the pattern is ready now. Remove your pins. The pattern is ready. So let's try it on the last and see what we have got. So everything is intact, as you can see. So we are going to proceed. Let's proceed. You see it? So let's proceed. So now you see the kind of peg I used for this one. I'm just trying to show you so that you know. If you don't have staple, you can buy this I don't know what they call it anyway. Just use it to stop the crease you have created. Just repeating the same process we have just passed. So you see the peg here, I've removed it, so you can just use it instead of the staple pin. So that is that. Now let's go over to the sole. I'm using Mako 6mm as my insole. So use your raw file to mark out your insole on Mako 6mm. You can use 4 depending on what result you are looking out for. So after marking, I turn around for the other side of the foot, and after doing that, I'll cut it into shape. So after cutting it into shape, you can use your sandpaper to sand the edges for smooth folding, you understand. But I have my rotary tool, so I'm going to use it. Instead of using the sandpaper. If you don't have this, just use the sandpaper, which I have been using in most of my videos. So but I have this, so I'm using it. It is more helpful and less stress, and even more faster. So just smooth the edges, make sure that they are in uniform. You know, after using scissors to cut the insole, you are going to have some rough edges. So that is what we are trying to file down, so that while we are folding the insole, we are going to have a very neat edges. Very important. So I am done doing that. We are moving over to the next step, which is folding the insole. So we're going to fold the insole as always. So we fold it. So after folding the insole, the next thing, you cut off the crease at the back of the insole. You have to cut off those creases, and after that, use that insole to mark out the shape on the material you're going to be using for your main sole. So I'm going to be using Nora 3mm for this sole here. So mark out the shape, the both of them, then apply gum on the edges of that your outline. Apply gum on the edges, And after doing that, you prepare your welt. Brush the surface of your welt so that you're going to have a very good bonding effect. So brush the surface of the welt and then also apply your gum for your welting. So after doing that, replace the insole to the outline, use 2 nails to pin it to the nora, and then you start your welting. So watch closely to see where I am starting my welting from. It is very important, so you take it like that gradually until it goes round. So once you have gotten to the other edge, you are going to remove the insole, and then you cut slightly after the first edge so that you will have a tight joint at that point. So you push and then it goes in. That's it. So with that, we are done with the welting. And after that, cut off the excess nora. After cutting off the excess nora, attach your heel and then smooth the edges of the sole, and the sole is ready for use. Now let's proceed to lasting. Place your last on the insole and then mark this line here. You see this one? That's where you're going to mark. So after marking that line, place it on the sole. You're going to add the welt in this measurement. So from that welt, from here to somewhere here, you're going to take a measurement 1.1 inch. 1.1 inch. So you tick it at that point. Here is it. So now we are going to punch a hole for the toe strap at that point. So after punching the first one, place it on top of the other one, mark out the same spot, and then you punch again for the other side of the foot, and then you attach your toe strap to it and prepare for the lasting. So after setting it, place your last into it and then adjust it to its position, and then pin the last with your nail at the back, and then you last the pattern. Apply your gum and last the pattern. So you see here, you have to split these two at the back here. You split it with your razor blade so that it will lap properly. So we are done with the lasting. See it? We're done with the lasting. So this is what we have. Already. So let's proceed with the coupling. So the next thing is to couple the footwear. Apply your gum and then couple the footwear. That's it. So this is the result we have arrived at. If you have any question, feel free to drop them in the comment section, and also don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon to get update, because More videos are still coming on the way. On your screen right now is the video on how to get those marks on the last that I used just now. So have a nice day and see you in my next video.